Where's my little, oh, there it is. Good morning, good morning. Let me post this to the group. All right. I say 12. I'm going to wait for a few more folks to join, and then we'll get started. And so I think you just sit around and wait for my live to come on, and then you're just like, you pounce like a cat. Things are great. Thanks. I've been doing most of my calls privately on Zoom, but I wanted to let some folks kind of peek in again that have maybe been thinking about joining and stuff like that. So I figured for maybe this week, maybe the next 2 weeks, I will do the streams live for the public and see if I can answer some questions to maybe some people that have them. Well, no, because I haven't had it in forever. But I'm saying this is the first day I've done it, and you're the first person in the room, which is the funniest thing.
Order submitted.
So that's kind of what I was saying. I thought I muted this. I swear this NinjaTrader is so loud. All right, so in a second I'm going to go over the chart and I have to change this too because this is something I'm testing. I'm going to have to move it all the way around. Yes, it works with Apex. See, Enzo? This is why I'm doing this, so then I can answer great questions like that. But yes, it does work with Apex. A few of my members use either Lilu, Apex, UProfit, I guess is another one. But yeah. So it's 9:19. The market's going to open in 10 minutes. Now we have a good amount of people in here, so I will kind of start my spiel. All right, so this is one of my charts. I have about 4 charts running for this morning. This is NQ. I have ES, NQ. I have 3 NQs and then 1 ES. So this is one of the higher time frames because it's just easier to see the move. So this gray box is my zone. This, I'll delete this for now and then I'll kind of get back to it in a second. So the blue lines are just levels, support and resistance. But this box, this gray box with the green outlining, is my zone for the day. Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's annoying at first, Enzo, I swear, but then you get used to it. So, but this green box is my zone for today. This green dash line is the central pivot, and then the purple dash lines are my outer pivots. So if we look at kind of what's happened since last night, we moved up to this level, rejected, then kind of just chopped up here for a bit, then got the move up. So this 11,400 has been a pretty strong area. You can see this level like 98. But you could see it couldn't get over this multiple times last night. It finally got over to at oh, I'm sorry, this was yesterday because we had that half day or whatever. So it finally got up yesterday at noon before the market closed, and then this was last night, so I apologize. But what I wanted to point out, which is why I had that brown box, we have a lot of areas today that can be considered like a choppy section. So like this. And so what I would really do is I like using the region highlight Y because then it extends it all the way over. So like later today, if it got in that area, you would have kind of a heads up about it. Whereas like if you do this circular thing, then you don't necessarily. So this is one. This is another one here. It's a bit smaller. It's not as bad. But you just kind of want to know where your choppy areas are. So then if you get in a trade, you're not like, you don't think about it later. You know, you're like, oh shit, this is a choppy area. I should be careful. And then at 6:30, like this area was really bad. So I'm just going to put these little things here. I've never really used these before, but I feel like as long as I can see them, then it might be okay. We're pushing up to the pivot here. So I have this one scalping strategy on that I've been testing. It did okay overnight. I probably wouldn't run it overnight anyway, but you probably could. It has very low risk, like very low risk, like $200 max. So, but anyway, so this is the pivot. We'll see if it holds it down at 11,481. My stop is at 85. But again, this is the zone. When within the zone, what I tell my group is I usually don't like taking trades within the zone because it can just be kind of like a back and forth situation. So you can see here it dropped down, and then I don't have a level here or anything, but then it just popped right back up. Were there any reports today? All right, so this stopped out on its own before the $200 stop. I have a coding in here that can also stop you sooner if the trade is turning around and it doesn't look like it's going to go in your direction anymore. So, all right, so now we're flat. That was like a $160 loss or something like that. It's down 130 since midnight, so not bad. It was green before that. I think I turned it on around midnight, something like that. All right, so I have, and I'm gonna want to switch that because I really want to focus on this higher time frame here. But we're clearly making highs. So yesterday morning was pretty sideways. Then it dipped down and it ran up, kind of like a normal Monday. Consolidated here, ran up, consolidated here, pulled back, ran up, did a little consolidation here, more consolidation here, and really just consolidating here. But we're still making higher highs. So if you're one of my students, you know that I'm still looking. It broke this trend line here, but this low is still higher than this low. So we need to get out of the zone. We need to get up and over this pivot, obviously, the central pivot. Once we do that, we need to get out of this zone. If we can get out of 11,490, then I'd look to take a long, but I would never take a long in the 90s. All of my members know that. So I would wait until we get above 500. And then, but see, this is why having this information helps you, but it also kind of like deters you from taking some trades. So again, then this is the choppy zone, and it goes up to like 515. So, and then after that, we have the pivot at 540, which is a good amount of space. So 515 to 540, that would be where I'd be looking to take a long on the NASDAQ. It's 9:25. We'll see what happens when the market opens. It could do what it did yesterday. So even though today is Tuesday, and the futures market were open half day yesterday, I think today will still act more like a Monday because the stock market was not open yesterday, and the stock market essentially controls all of this. So, also, if you like this material, please do a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, I usually post a video. I was kind of lacking at the end of May. There was a lot going on. But I usually either record some plays on my own and then like kind of put them together so they're not so drawn out and boring on YouTube, or I'll do like a live like this, or I do a separate live call with my group and then I post it later. So see how it went up to the central pivot and rejected, so that one trade probably would have worked out here before. Thanks, Enzo. Yeah, if you could put a like, that's awesome. I almost hit target there. It's like one tick away. I changed my trail last night to come into play in a situation like this, but then I felt like it was also getting in the way. So, hey, Jeff. A little different format here in YouTube, but glad you made it. I was looking at my calendar. July, so besides July 4th, I am totally open for July. Like, I have nothing going on. I'm not out of town. I'm here. The market's opening in 3 minutes. I want to change this to my 20-minute, or actually 2 minutes. The market's opening in 2 minutes. You can see there's this fight here between the central pivot and what my algo's trading. But like I said, we're in the middle of this zone. Not ideal. Excuse me. Not ideal for trades. Ideally, I want to take a short below. And in this situation, it would be below 11,398, which is that 11,400. Or I want to take a long above. And like I had mentioned, it would be above like 510, 515. Just because of this choppy area from 6 a.m. And again, you wouldn't want to hold like so much weight on an area at 6 a.m. when obviously only a few markets are open, but it's still good to note. The hardest thing right now is getting over this pivot. Obviously, I would like a dip back down for this strategy to hit the target before it does, but that might not be the case. All right, so with that being said, I cannot do a call on Friday this week. I am out of town. Well, I'm going to be not like super out of town. I'm going to be like an hour away from my house, but I'm going to be not around Friday, so I can't do a call Friday, but I'll do one Wednesday and Thursday, like today, Wednesday, Thursday, and then all next week is fine. And then it's July 4th on that Monday, so the market will be closed. But everything else in July, I'm totally open. In August, I'm away for like 3 days. Nothing else besides that. So above the pivot here, and it took me out, not with the stop loss again, but just with that switch. So if you guys are in my group, you know how that works. It's 9:29, so the market's about to open. I have it on no delay, but it seems like there's still a bit of a delay. All right, so it's 9:30. Getting a push here. So yeah, I would like to see the market move higher. Obviously, I always like to see the market move higher. But if it drops, I'm not looking for a short until under here. I just can't. I got to respect my zone, so. Came up and touched the top. This is 11,491. But again, I would never go long in 90, 95 area. Speaking of, it's at 95, 97, 98. See if it can push through 500. I'm going to look to get long around 510, if it gets there. You can even put in a limit order at 515 if you wanted. But what can happen is it can come up and be like a fake out and come back down. So I like to watch it for a few seconds in that area, like exactly what just happened here, 505, and now it's back to 90. So especially at the open, especially the first few minutes of the open. It's only 9:31, you know, give yourself some time. All right, so now we're back, almost back below the pivot. All right, so that one hit target. That one made up for some of those losses that I had a bit ago. There was some positive slippage there. Yeah, and I'm willing to do a little bit longer today, even today, tomorrow, and Thursday. Like I said, I don't have a lot going on, so I'm willing to, you know, do like a 9:50, like I got on 9:15 today, or 9:30, whatever, to 10:30 or 10:45. We'll see how the action looks. Really just base it on the action of the market. So here I'd be looking to get long. I have my trade evade on a separate screen, but see how it pushed up a second time. So the high before was 505. Now it's 508. So I want to see it come back up and take like that long at 510. It's another kind of, it's not a psychological level, but a level I've just noticed in NQ a lot is like the 8-9 area, and I don't really know why. All right, so that was another positive trade there. Oh, that one hit the oh, that sucks. That one hit the offset. So I think I changed it to be like slightly. Well, it just had another positive trade. So now it's back in the green for the day. All right, so still kind of hanging out in the 90s here. Another thing I like to use, and I could put it on the chart, is the order ticket? Sometimes I forget what it's called. Oops, yeah, it's the order ticket. So I can put this on my account, but I need to like hide. See, I don't love how it shows. I want to change this to NQ. Oh, we got to push here. All right, so that was that move. See how something's going on with... All right, I'm going to have to minimize this for a minute. I just really don't feel like I'm in that there. Okay. I wanted it on the left side, but it also shows like my whole name and then my account number, so I was trying to minimize that, but it's kind of hard. All right, so that push here out of 510, 515 ran straight up to 528. That's exactly what I was looking for there. I didn't get it because I didn't have a limit order in, because I was just going to watch the action. But I'm glad we discussed it. And then I set up to the 540. It's exactly what we talked about. Getting long around 515, even 510 if you were a bit more aggressive, and then just running it up to 540. This is that pivot. I expect a little bit of resistance here, but it seems like it's getting over. But even when it pops up, so that's another thing. I think we get really excited when something crosses a level. And it may stay above this level here, but just because it crosses by like 2 or 3 points doesn't mean it's going to stay above. So you always want to watch it when it comes back, see if it still has that strength or if it's just going to drop back under. So next level I have, I know Jeff, you like this, is 58. So 558 and then 576. So we're getting a really nice push here. The markets are reacting well from the weekend. All right, so the next level is 76. And then after that, I actually don't have anything until 700. I'm sure I could find something if I really looked right now, but oops. But I don't. Look at you, Jeff. So proud of you. You do so well at listening to direction. You are a superstar. No, but for real, you always pay attention to the levels and you always pay attention to what I'm saying and you always capture the trade. As long as you're around. Like that one day you weren't around and I was so sad you missed that short. But you do a really good job of that. And you can tell that this area wasn't that bad for resistance when we got up here. And even though it looks sideways like these, you can tell it's a bit different, and you have to understand that it was against the pivot. And a lot of people know that, so they're just getting out of their position. So it's not necessarily a tough area. It's more so probably people just exiting their positions. Simon says expert. All right, so almost up at that 76. We always know that 75 is a level. It got up to 74.25. So I'm not taking any trades up here, obviously. I would need it to have a nice pullback to a level, either this 58 and take the long from there up to 75, or back down in this area. But I'm not taking a short, ever. I'm always waiting for a pullback to then get in a new trade. So we're in a trade to begin with since I didn't get in one. So this is 47 here, but even 50. So 50 to 60, 50 to 58, 60, I would look to get in along. I want to see if our other setups have had any trades yet. Has the 5 minute had any trades yet? All right, so we're hanging around that 75. This is very normal here. It just ran up 100 points. Hey, Catherine. Welcome. Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. All right, so here's this pullback. So I like, now again, I'm going to wait and see what it does here. But I like the, taking the bounce off of this. So the 58, I should have had a limit buy here. Or coming down to the 50, but it seems like the 58 might hold it. And then obviously targeting the 68. I mean the 75, the 75. All right, so it's 2 positive scalps there on that. What I need to do, and I'll probably just leave it for today. I'll fix it for tomorrow. But I want to have this on the 20, and I don't. I really don't feel like pulling it, like moving it all around. And I also want, oh, you know what I could do? Let me do something. Oh, we're back above that 75. Let me do something really quickly. I'm going to move it over to this screen and see if I can bring up that. See, but now it's so different. 1 second, guys. All right. I'm just going to leave it like this. Let's see if this falls into the category. All right. Should be good. All right, I think I placed it back. All right, so 20 minute has triggered, but it needs to come back to 66 to activate the long. So we pushed up. We got above that 75. If anybody got that trade off of like 60, good job. Again, I don't have any levels here. Let's see. 98. Well, that makes sense. Look, it came right to 98. This is one from June 15th. You got one here at 42. All right, that looks good. All right, so it almost got up to 11,600. It's a strong move. See if we can pull back here in the next 20 minutes or so to activate that trade. If not, then it will just cancel itself. You know what I need to do? I need to put these on all charts. Guys, have the 5 minutes taken any? I'm on a separate chart, so... Oh, no. Well, I have the NQ 5 minute, which actually doesn't start till 11, so not that. But what about ES? Because we're trying to push over this 98. Obviously, if we got over 600... If we got over 600 and then retested 600, you could look to take that long. But it's pretty risky up here with such a big push. But I've seen bigger moves. I would love a pullback, yeah. I would love a pullback. 75, take the long up to 600. Or 60. Obviously, the 20 minutes at 66. So, that would be my go-to. I was trying to look on my phone at the market, and it still isn't updated for today, which is... Oh, there we go. 691. That's good. 692. Oh, nice. So Catherine has the earlier 5 minute on sheet, and it took a long and it hit target. Nice. Oh, were you talking about, you said MNQ, so that's fine. Yeah, so NQ, the earlier NQ, took a 5 minute long. So we hit the 600. Again, I'm not taking any trades in this area. I don't know if we have 15 minutes to see if this will, excuse me, pull back that far. It may not. It may just tinker with a 75. You never know. It could pull back to 60. And then the next wave be kind of going into the European close. Thanks for everyone joining. We have 17 people. That's awesome. If you have any questions about the algo, like if you're new and you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. I'm always willing to answer pretty much whatever. Most of the people in here are part of my group, but I think some of you are not. All right, so we got triggered on this 20 minute. It came all the way back down to 66. It may pull down to 60. Like I would have to be kind of okay with that. But let's see if we can just kind of go up and out from here. Catherine, that was the Friday thread. Just so you know. I think today's Tuesday. That's so funny. So it looks like we're about to touch that 60. I think it went down to like 61 or 62 here. All right, let's see if we can hold the 60 and move back up. It could go down to 40. I wouldn't love that. But I think the 60 will hold. It seems like it is. All right, here we go. We are now in the green. We're back above 75. So the target is at 616. Also, the way this algorithm works is if a candle closes, and so I'll kind of, I guess, explain it if it happens. But like if this candle closed right here, it would just take the profit of 1,300. If that makes sense. It's okay, Catherine. I have one of those really clicky electric, or whatever they're called, mechanic keyboards. The brand is Moto Speed, but I think you can get like any. You know what I need to do is get one of those air blowers. There's like a whole bunch of dust and crumbs. All right, so you hold that 75. This was a great entry. I hope Jen is on this. Jen often trades this setup with me. I don't know who would be calling me from Florida. I don't even know where that is. All right, so moving up. So obviously the next area would be 600, 98, 600. And then the target and the high today so far has only been 602, 603. Let's see if we can continue moving up here. Bum, 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 bum. 12 minutes until 10. So I guess ES didn't even take any trades yet. Or maybe it was already green before the market. You know what I'm going to do for tomorrow? I'm just going to make tabs on this one. So I could easily go to like ES. Because I have ES and NQ, the 5 minute, on a totally separate chart. I've minimized somewhere just so this would be easily accessible. So still in this long. Like I said, if it comes to 10 o'clock and at 10 o'clock and the candle looked like this, it would take this $2,000 profit and be done with the trade. If we can push higher, then it will stay in the trade. So we'll have to see what happens. But I really like the entry. I think it's great. Dip down to 60, which is exactly kind of what I expected. Wonder if anybody else got a manual trade from 60. So there's still 10 minutes left in this candle. We will see what happens. I wonder how my other scalping one is doing. Since I moved it off of this chart, like the trades, obviously I have no idea. I'll check it in a little bit. Oh my gosh, so I went swimming this weekend, and I didn't realize how shallow the shallow end was at this pool, and I scraped my hand, like my left hand pretty bad, and then my right hand just a little bit, and they still kind of hurt. I'm like, ow. When I was sleeping last night, I was like against the sheets, I'm like, ow, that hurts, but I'll be okay. All right, back above the 75 level here. All right, I think the high for this trade was like 4,000, which would be 400 per mini. This is a 20 minute. This is a higher time frame. Just kind of bouncing around here between our entry, like 60 and 75. which is fine. I would love for it to just continue higher and then get the opportunity going into 10:30 to hit target. And maybe we will, maybe we won't. Again, if it's 10 o'clock like this, then we'll just lock up the $2,000 and be done with the trade. But it keeps teetering with going over 75, which would then keep us in it. So I hope you guys had a nice weekend. Most people probably weren't off yesterday, but I know a few people that were. They work for the state or the government or whatever. So teachers are all off now. Summer has started. All right, so moving up here, it's 9:52. 7 more minutes to see if we still stay in this or not. And obviously at any point you could take profit off of this, but I try not to touch it. So you could literally just close the trade. I want to see this. Oh, that's nice. I was just listening to a voicemail. All right, so back up to kind of the high of that we've been in this trade. So that's a positive. Just going to take this screen capture really quickly. All right, now I'll be out of your way. All right, so this is the highest we have been so far in this trade. We're pulling back up to that 600 level. Sorry, I'm going to take another screen capture really quickly. So $6,000, so this would be 600 per mini. So move up here to that 600 level, 11,600. It's hard to get over that. Makes sense. But we will continue in this trade in the next 5 minutes as long as it stays in this area here, above 75. All right, see if we can push above the 600 here. Yep. All right, we pushed above the 600. This is great. We're at 601 now. Oh, that was a strong pullback. What time is it? 9:56. Right to 602. Pull back to 90. Oh, but we have some continuation move here. Is it 60 per micro? Yes. So right now it would be $75 per micro. Correct. Because it would be 750 per mini, and then a tenth of that is 75 per micro. Correct. So when this trade, if this trade hits target, it'd be $100 per micro, which is $1,000 per mini. I just wrote it out too, just in case somebody can't hear and they want the answer to the question. See if we can hold this 600. If we can, we should hit target here. Yep, well, if we hit target at 16, it'll be 10K. This is the high for the day, so this is tough. The 5-minute NQ is in a long as well. Catherine just noted in the group. This is BBS, Alla. This is the 20-minute. I've literally talked about this forever. I've been running this one for, I don't know, 2 months? Maybe 2.5? It only takes, like last week, I think it only took like 3 trades. It usually only takes 1 trade a day. Sometimes it doesn't. Like last week when it was really choppy, what was that, like Tuesday, Wednesday? It didn't take any trades on Tuesday or Wednesday. All right, we're about to hit target here. All right, we're almost at target. So close, so close. So close. Yeah, push like 1 more point. Seriously, we're at 15, 16. All right, target hit. Oh, you know what? I don't have my thing on this chart. Sometimes I don't like to see this stuff. All right, target hit. So exciting. Yay. Yeah, I don't actually do a bunch of keyboard stuff anymore. And Jen had said it's a lot softer because my keyboard is now further away from my microphone where it used to be right on top. All right, so, hey, 10 minutes ago or like 9 minutes ago, I was thinking that it might close itself at like $1,000 profit. And now it's about to be 10 o'clock and we already hit target and we're pushing higher. Remember, the next level I have is 11,640 or 11,641, something like that. 41, 42. All right, so the 5-minute hit target as well. So the 5-minute, NQ 5-minute is 2 for 2. NQ 20-minute is 1 for 1. Very nice, very nice. All right, so it's 10 o'clock. It makes sense that we'd pull back here. So see if we pull back to like 617, 11,617, 11,615, that kind of area, and then move back up. But I have a level at 42, so. ES 5-minute is in a long as well. Thank you, Catherine, since I'm not watching those charts, for keeping me abreast. And yes, that is a word, and I think I used it correctly there. I had a really bad headache the other day, and I feel like I'm kind of getting one again, but I'm okay. All right. So I may actually wrap it up here. I feel like that was a good representation. We talked about the levels. We talked about the zone. Talked about these consolidation areas. And then we got the exact trade that we wanted. We got, if you were able to get a few of the manual trades, that was awesome. The long off of 15. We're now up like 125 points since that area. See, if you do something like that with micros, you could clearly let one run and just keep it at break even. It is what it is. If it comes back to zero. How's the time? What does the time mean? I didn't get a G-Wagon. They're like on back order. And I think I had said that I prefer a Range Rover. And I went and test drove a few Range Rovers. And they were okay, but there's so much bad publicity around them or whatever that says they're always in the shop. And even when I went to test drive, there were like 5-6 people sitting, like waiting for their cars that were in the shop. And do they not have loaners? I'm so used to loaners being given when my car has to have work done, so I don't know. Did ES hit target? I would assume so because we just had another push up here. There's ES still working. Ooh, we got a nice push here over this line. I know obviously they're different charts, but ES and NQ usually run closely together. I can't see what. Negative. Like it hasn't hit target or it's red. But yeah. Thanks for asking, Enzo. Sweet of you. We, Duggan was super excited because we started doing live calls more like this, like in the group, and he was like, going back to like, the bold analysis days of having a bunch of people on the live call talking about like the weirdest things. Okay. Well, that's better than... Okay, cool. We should get a push here. I could move this off and then grab the ES chart. Because I do have that on. Oh, I see it. Oh, there we go. It's almost at target, 69.75. Almost at target. Almost at target. 1 point away. 1 point away. Go. Go, go, go. It's literally like 2 ticks away. 2 ticks. It's 69.75. 1 tick away. It was 1 tick away. Come on, ES. Some of you might have get hit. If your target was like 69.50, then you would have been triggered. Like you would have hit your target. Mine is 69.75. Oh, good, Catherine. Yours hit. Mine is not hit yet. Mine is 69.75. It was 1 tick away. Yay! All right, I'm probably going to wrap it up in a second. I want to see if this ES hits for me, and then I'm going to wrap up the call. Again, if you like Enzo, that's a secret. That's a secret that my members know that you have to find out if you join. If you like the stream, please give it a like or a thumbs up. And if you don't already subscribe to my channel, please think about doing so. Enzo, it's a secret. But yeah, I'm going to see if this trade works out, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for joining today. And like I said, I'll do a stream tomorrow, which is Wednesday and Thursday, but I will not be around on Friday, so there will be no live stream on Friday. Excited to be a member. Just waiting on my NinjaTrader account to be approved. Nice, Alex. Yeah, if they're taking a little while, make sure you follow up with them because they might need something else from you. Like they might need, a picture of your driver's license or a copy of your water bill. So make sure you, just follow up with them because sometimes they can try to reach out and maybe you miss it or they email you somewhere and that's just not the email that they should be contacting you at, something like that. So. And then once you're approved, you just need to fund your account, and then you'll be ready to go. So, excited to have you. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to see if ES can push up in the next minute or so. If not, then we'll just wrap it up. Excuse me. I'm glad some people hit target, even though I didn't. Alright, so I'm out of that ES trade with a small loss. Not a big deal. It's like $100. So, thanks, Alex. Alright, guys. Have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow. So, be around 9:15, 9:30. I'll go live. And we will go from there. Alright. Thanks for joining, guys. Bye.